Hey everyone, it's Jensen again. Time to talk more about some ramblings in sports, and of course the biggest story there is still is USC head coaching search, which is still going on, in case you didn't know that. So just some updates, and I wanted to clarify some more of my thoughts on what they should be searching for. Urban Meyer, he's come out, said he's not going to take the job, although you can never trust what anyone says. You know, Franklin from Penn State says, well, he didn't say anything. He said they're focused on Auburn this week. Didn't deny that he was interested or anything. So, you know, what's there to, who knows? Anyways, those were the two, I think, big names that said anything so far. It's really hard to tell, you know, who's interested, who's not. Again, you can't trust what anyone says. But so what am I looking for? I think first and foremost, you've got to get someone that's going to be strong on the lines. And maybe I said that in the last video, but I don't care if they require an assistant or whatnot. They've got to have some sort of strength up front. We've been so weak and pathetic on especially the offensive line that's got to be the biggest change on the team in case we're going to need to, you know, move forward. What are some other things? I would like head coaching experience. And I know this is Ryan Abraham. He said this from USCFootball.com, but he says you should go get someone that other people want. So I think that's also important. As far as offense, defense, I don't think it matters. And I do think it's hard to tell what a good coach is going to be, but I do like get someone that other people want. You might find a gem. And Pete Carroll, for example, he was like the 5th choice when he was chosen. Turned out to be one of the best USC coaches. But, you know, you never know. But so some other names. There's the Chiefs offensive coordinator, Eric, I can't remember his name. Like I said, I can't remember anyone's name. It's Bieniemy or something like that. Anyways, I know he's big and popular. I've got concerns about him. He checks a lot of the boxes, but he doesn't actually call plays. He's never actually, run a team as a head coach, which it's okay. You can develop from a offensive coordinator, but he had some question marks for me. I don't know why he hasn't got a head coaching job before, and I don't think the popular sentiment that's out there is, oh, well, it's because a bunch of white guys don't want to hire him. I don't believe that. I believe that, especially in the NFL, if they think you can win, you're going to get the job because that's what they want. Anyways, those were my big things. I don't know who my top candidate would be yet, although I will say, reiterate one thing. I've heard from a couple of podcasts of USC people that whoever is the interim head coach, like I said, I can't remember a name to save my life. Deontay Williams, is that his name? I don't know. Anyways, the USC's interim head coach, they said, you know, if he wins all his games or wins the Pac-12, then maybe he could win the job. And I will reiterate, if he wins all the games, wins a national championship, they still should not hire him as the head coach. They should get a brand new guy. I mean, I'm all for keeping him on the staff if the new head coach wants, but we should not settle for whatever happens the rest of the season. If they win a national championship, that's a cherry on the top. Still go get another head coach, someone out there. Anyways, that's the USC head coaching search. Another story that piqued my interest, because I love soccer, is the U.S. Soccer Federation, whatever that's called. They gave this offer out because it's been a big push. Are the men and women unequally paid for And so they send out something, oh, we're going to offer everyone the same contract. Now, I don't know what the details are on that. And the women's team has come out and said it's just a PR stunt and it's not really fair. And they're just trying to get in good graces, which I don't know. What do they want? I don't care what they get paid. I really don't. If U.S. soccer wants to pay the women more than the men, I don't care. If they can finagle their way to making, $1 billion each, good for them. That's not what bothers me. What bothers me is when the argument is made, oh, well, we do the same thing. It's men's soccer, it's women's soccer, we do the same thing. So we should get paid the same. And I will say this, they play the same sport. They are not doing the same thing, though. There is a big difference between what the men's team does and the women's team does. The women's team never goes up against Messi. They never go up against Ronaldo. They never go up against the Zlatans, the Mbappe, you name it. They don't go up against them. It's a different level. And I know they're both playing professionally, but it really bugs me when they say, oh, we're doing the same thing. That's like saying, me going out and playing in the Turkey Bowl is the same thing as what USC does, even if we're playing a tackle football. No, it's not the same. We may be playing the same sport, and I may be better at what I'm doing than USC is, but it's not the same thing. We're not doing the same thing. There's a distinct difference in what's going on there. So again, I don't care about, what they make, if they make the same amount of money or whatnot. It just really bugs me when I hear that argument, we're doing the same thing. No, the women's team and the men's team are not doing the same thing. They're competing differently. They're in different levels. One is a women's level, one is a men's level. They're different. I'm not saying one is better than the other than the men's team are better athletes just because men are bigger, stronger, faster. That's a given. But it's just different. So don't say you're doing the same thing when you're doing something different. If you're doing the same thing, you'd be on the men's team playing who the men play. So anyways, that is my soccer rant. Oh, other soccer disappointing news was that I made a mistake. I said Austria, that Manchester United was going to. Switzerland, Manchester United playing Young Boys. That was a disappointing game. They went down a man, and they just... I don't know what was wrong with it. If I was Ole Solskjaer, again, horrible with names, sorry. I wouldn't have subbed off all the guys to stack on defense, even though they were up a goal. I would have kept on trying to press a little bit with the 10 men, but there are a lot of people that are better at soccer strategy than me. But I just don't want to ever give up and sort of go in that hunker down turtle mode, just trying to prevent something. Anyways, on to this next week in college football. We've got some good games this week, so I'm going to run down a few of them. We've got Purdue at Notre Dame, and I'm going to take the Boilermakers. I don't think Notre Dame is all that good. I think they're actually pretty bad. So look for Purdue to pull the upset. Probably one of the biggest games is Alabama-Florida, and I'm taking Alabama. I don't think Florida can match what Alabama can. Until someone beats Alabama, I mean, even when someone beats Alabama, I'm still going to be picking Alabama. They're just built differently. They're built the way you should be built. Auburn, Penn State. I think this will be a close game, but I think Auburn is going to pull the upset. Oklahoma State, Boise State to get some of the Western action here. I think the Broncos at home are going to pull the upset there if they're not favored. I didn't see the line, but I think the Broncos are going to beat Oklahoma State. Then we've got Arizona State visiting BYU. BYU coming off that real good win against Utah. I just don't have faith in Arizona State. I think they're all right, but I think BYU is going to be prepared. I think they're going to be ready, and I think they are going to hold on in a close one and beat the Sun Devils. We've got Fresno State, UCLA. This one is hard because I think UCLA is a little overrated. I don't think they're as good as what people think they are, even though I do think they're a good team. And I think Fresno State's a little better than people give them credit for, especially what they did to Oregon. Granted, I don't think Oregon was really game planning against Fresno State. I think they were saving it up for Ohio State. So I think it'll be close. I mean, if I was picking against the spread, I would pick Fresno State. If I had to pick a win, oh, what the heck. I can't pick UCLA. We'll go with Fresno State. And then the big game, 12:30, USC Trojans visiting the Washington State Cougars in Pullman. I think USC is going to play some inspired football. I think they're going to try and show what they should have been trying to show for Clay Helton and play really hard. And I just don't think Washington State has the manpower to keep up. I would not be shocked if USC lost, though. I'm predicting a USC win. I'm predicting a comfortable USC win. I think they'll come out inspired. But if they lose, I mean, this USC team is undisciplined. They rely strictly on their talent. There's no scheming. I've been disappointed in Graham Harrell for a little bit. USC never has an open wide receiver downfield. They never do. And Slovis hasn't looked good, so I'm hoping to see him improve a little bit. And in fact, okay, and circling all the way back to the beginning, that's what I would want to say is one of the most important things that we can get in a head coach at USC. Someone to develop players. I saw a stat that said USC, like if you look the past 10 years, they're in the top 5 in the recruiting. But then you look in the NFL right now, and we're way down on the number of players that are actually playing in the NFL. What is that a result of? USC doesn't develop anyone. They have not developed anyone for a decade now. If you make it to the NFL at USC right now, it's because you are that talented. No one is developing into an NFL player there. They're just either born with the talent or not. And so we've got to get someone to develop guys. Pete Carroll was great at it. We need to get someone to do that again. So I'm trying to think if there's anything else going on. I'm not thinking of anything else. So anyways, fight on, have a good weekend, and we'll talk to you later.